thought it was a great game. Eastern Kentucky really affects the way you play offense with their defense because they try to take you out of everything, and they're super aggressive. I thought their three guards, Cozy, Walden, and Lewis, were phenomenal and just attacked the whole game. We did a better job on them at the end of the game, end of regulation and overtime, but they really had their way for a while. But our guys hung in there and showed a lot of resiliency, a lot of resolve. I think tonight we showed some glimpses on the defensive end of what we can be and who we can be. So now it's all about building on this game and getting better, and it's a quick turnaround. We got Old Dominion on Sunday.
Chuck, is that kind of the best scenario early in the year to play a game like that, to be pushed to the brink and to win?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we scheduled this game. We knew Eastern Kentucky was going to be good. They won 25 games last year, and they had the majority of their good players back. That's the type of team, Eastern Kentucky, that you could see, win a game or two in the NCAA tournament, a la Florida Gulf Coast. So those are the type of teams you want to play, but you got to win. And they certainly made that difficult tonight. But I thought our guys hung in there and battled. We got down. I think a little bit early on, there was they smacked us in the face, and we've been talking for 3 days about how good they are, but I think it was a little bit of a reality check for our guys. Wow, the coaches are right. So, but I like the way that our guys responded.
Coach, Javante had 4 shots in 56 minutes. What did they do to neutralize him?
Well, they took us out of a lot of the stuff we did on offense. It's hard to enter the ball. So that was the main thing, and then some of the plays that we did try to run to get it to him, they deflected, or it was one of those games where it was tough to get it into him. This with as many new guys as we have, there's certain things that we just don't have in our package yet that probably would have helped us tonight, and that's why a game like tonight is a great experience. So. We can do that. We have kind of two groups of people on our team. We have the older guys that know a lot of the stuff we do and that we've done. We've got our newer guys that are still catching up and learning. So, we'll make some progress there.
What does it say about Jaquan that in those important stretches, late in the first half, late in the second half, he was willing to take that big shot and hit that big shot?
Yeah, we don't win the game without him. In fact, we don't win the last 2 games. So I thought that he showed a lot of maturity over the course of the last week. He's a kid that, he's going to keep getting better and better. But it's because he's had a really good attitude lately. I mean, his attitude's been terrific. He's very hard on himself. He's like a lot of freshmen, prone to drop his head after mistakes, and he's done a much better job moving on from mistakes. He's still got down a couple times tonight. But he really moved on and made some big plays as a sign of resiliency.
Coach, in overtime, what changed defensively for you guys to buckle down and hold them to 2 points?
I think both teams were tired in overtime, to be honest with you. I think style of play affected both teams' legs. Both teams were basically playing one-on-one in overtime. It was, like I said, guys were fatigued. I liked some of the matchups, but they did a nice job getting their hands on some balls. We had some good drives. We got down the lane when we wanted to, but, Trey turned it over at the end of regulation. Rob turned it over there late in overtime. You want to get your best players coming down the lane with a head of steam, but then you got to make the right decision. So I think defensively we did a nice job buckling down, and it's all want to. When this group really wants to lock in and get stops, I think we can be pretty good on defense. You saw glimpses of that tonight.
Coach, Old Dominion on Sunday, obviously, it's a big rivalry, different conferences. How was it different last year, being in different conferences, and what do you anticipate this year?
Well, it's when you're in the same league with those guys, they're on your mind every day of the year. I mean, literally, when we were both in the CAA. And you just thinking about them all the time because at the end of the regular season you knew that you were going to be playing, and you knew that there was going to be title implications or conference tournament implications or maybe even playing in the conference tournament. So it's just so much different now that we're not in the same league. You still follow them. I mean, we still, see their scores all the time, and if we happen to catch them on TV, we do that. But, now it's a matter of what's really important for us over the next 24 hours is with our 9 guys that have not played here, really 8 if you take Jordan Burgess out, before this year, for those guys, we need to indoctrinate them in what this rivalry is all about and let them understand, help them understand the big-time players that have played in this rivalry, the games that have gone either way, how close it's been. Javonte and Rob have experience with ODU coming into the Siegel Center and taking one from us their freshman year. You guys remember that? I thought they had a real mental edge in that game. We've won the last few, but that doesn't guarantee us anything. And, we've got to really prepare mentally more so than anything.
Do you have any surprise appearances by Coach Taylor or anything playing the second match?
No, he came to practice earlier this year, and I just have unbelievable respect for him. I just think he's such a great coach, and when I got a chance to spend some time with him one-on-one when he came to practice, you see the edge that he has to him and the edge that he created in his team, with a level of toughness and grit. So, he's a guy that, like I said, I got a lot of respect for. And Jeff Jones is a great coach. He's already, doing a terrific job there at ODU and implementing his style, and that's a big-time program. I mean, they're going to be someone to be reckoned with, moving forward here, and that's just what ODU basketball does.
Coach, you ended the first half on an accidental alley-oop. How huge was that, though, to get the lead over the net?
It was huge for Trey. I think he's putting a lot of pressure on himself to play perfect. You can kind of see it out there, and he gets so bummed out when he makes a mistake. I told him after the game, it's nice if you have just a so-so game and you get 15-9, which is, what he's done a few games. So it was big for that more than anything. I think it was important to have the lead at halftime after we had fallen behind by so much. And obviously, we needed that basket.
You said they smacked you in the mouth. They kind of smacked you in the mouth coming out of the locker room after halftime.
They did.
Was that,
Well, that's happened.
You guys think maybe you kind of had it?
Yeah, I think I didn't think that, but there's a tendency sometimes to feel like, okay, we got the lead back. We were down early. Now we're good. No, we're not good. We're not good until the final buzzer sounds and we have more points than they have. I think that's happened the last 2 games. So that's something that, we're going to address, something we're going to work on. It's a mentality. Obviously, our starters have more to do with it than anything because those are the guys that are in for the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of each half.
And Terrence didn't play. What's his status? He's
just kind of working himself back. He missed 5 days when he was gone, taking care of a family matter. So he's working himself back. There's nothing to read into that. I would imagine he'll be on the floor moving forward here, but he's just got to kind of get himself back going and get him out there.
Coach, you mentioned on defense and scoring with Johnson. Has that been a challenge to kind of instill that with this year's group? For the years, this is what he's been.
Yeah, it's been a challenge. It's just a different group. It's just a different makeup of guys. I think Darius, really instilled a toughness and an underdog mentality in our team. He's moved on, obviously, which that happens in college basketball. Guys move on. But I think the great thing about, we've played 9 games, and I think we've moved closer to figuring out who we are. We're not all the way there yet. Number 1 team in the country lost last night. I mean, there's teams figuring out who they are. That's where we're at. Nights like tonight go a long way towards that. I think the great thing about winning the game is our guys can watch tape, they can reflect, and they can say, okay, here's why we won, here's what we were able to do defensively, buckle down, and this is something that we can draw on later. Because we'll obviously be in a lot of close games like this where getting stops are huge.